Jackie, thanks very much for joining us on the halftime show on Pars TV. First of all, let's take you back to the start when you first joined Dunfermline, 1991, I believe. Slightly before my time, so talk me through the whole process of getting you to the Pars, because I believe, was it Gardock United you were at as a youngster?
I was at a few. I actually went to Gardock after I'd signed with Dunfermline. They put us out to play there, sort of under 18s. But I came in at 16. I was 16 in October. I'd been training with Dunfermline over in the east, over in Edinburgh. We used to train there a few nights and played some games as well. And to be honest, it was Dunfermline that really kind of took a chance on me. I had a bad leg break at 15-year-old, and I was out for 7 months. And before that, I'd been training with Dunfermline in a number of clubs, Hibs and Dundee United. Had spells with different other clubs, and so I turned 16 in October, and I came in full time at Dunfermline in the January. With Jim Leishman as a manager, brought me in. It was on the recommendation of a great man that lived in Edinburgh that wanted Jim to take me on. So, that was obviously fortunate for me at a time where all my pals were all getting picked up, and as I said, I'd suffered a bad injury at that time. And I was thankful for the opportunity.
Was there anything that you saw in particular in Dunfermline at that stage that made them stand out from the rest?
No, I mean, as I said, I've been training with him, so I knew Sandy Brown was a scout, and I trained with Sandy and Paddy McGovern over in Edinburgh. And Jim, I think Jim would probably tell you I wouldn't be the first kind of boy that he would pick in terms of my size, and what he would see from me, but they took me in the YTS scheme along with quite a number of other lads that were on it, which was a great upbringing. It made you appreciate things when my career started to change. We'd done all sorts of jobs. It wasn't between washing the managers' cars and sweeping the terracings, painting the terracings, and I always remember Dunfermline used to run out back in the day. Went to the Red Ash behind the goal. Used to rip up their tickets, and when the team came out, used to throw them up in the air and the home games, and then you're thinking, Monday afternoon after we've trained and done all our jobs, we need to sweep all them up and get the rake out and pick all the tickets stouts up. So it wasn't easy, but as I said, it made us appreciate things when it started to change for me.
Of course, you've primarily been a right back throughout your whole career. So who did you kind of look up to as you grew up and kind of took inspiration from while you were at East End Park?
Actually, it was a midfielder then back at that point. It wasn't until Peyton and Dick Campbell they tried me at right back in one of the games, and I came on as sub, and then they started me, which was the first start at right back, was away at Stirling Albion at Fourth Bank, and kind of never looked back. They believed in me with my energy and getting forward and the way I attacked. So they took me out of midfield and they put me into that position, and it really changed my career and made people take notice of us.
As you progressed at Dunfermline, when you were there for 3 or 4 seasons before interest came in for you, and then you decided to move to Celtic. So I guess that was a kind of big moment in your career, but probably quite an easy decision as well.
Yeah, there'd been talk of a few clubs that were in for us down south, Blackburn, and I was actually asked to go to a tournament for Arsenal in the summer before. It was after we got to the playoffs with Aberdeen. We just missed out after a fantastic season. And I decided not to go and try. I didn't think I should, in close season. I came back in and started back with the team and started the season well. Then obviously in October time, it's before transfer windows as well. So, it was Anne Bosman before the Bosman rule. So it was totally different then. You could buy anybody at any point. And and I went on the 4th of October.
In terms of the transfer fee, it was, I think, and maybe still is, the record for Dunfermline that they've received. So was that a big thing for you at the time? Was it something that you kind of thought, oh, that's, that's me in the record books? Or is it something you look back on now with a bit of pride to think that, you were recognised so highly by a club like Celtic at such a young age?
Yeah, I think back then, because I know the club were wanting £1 million from me at the time, and I was thinking, who's going to pay that? I'm playing in the first division at the time. I've not been tested in the top league, and but I think the initial fee was £650 plus 50,000 for my first Scotland cap, which I got, so it was 700,000. And yeah, it was actually the next, on the morning that I signed for Celtic, I went in to get my boots, and Dick Campbell and Bert Payton, the manager, were there, and Bert was quite upset at me leaving, and it was quite emotional a moment, and obviously thanking him for what they'd done for us. But I think they were a wee bit gutted and they wanted a wee bit more money. But I think at the time, Dunfermline obviously had a bit of financial problems, and I think it was a bank that accepted the bid that took the money at the time. But I still thought it was a lot of money.
In terms of your transition from Dunfermline to Celtic, was it a good upbringing that you had in Fife that allowed you to hit the ground running at Parkhead, or did you find that it was that kind of massive step up to the Premiership?
No, to be honest, I think my time at Dunfermline really helped, because there was an expectation, and there always has been, even to this day. There's an expectation at Dunfermline, especially in the Championship or first division at the time, and I think that helped me, because the expectation at Celtic is obviously a great deal higher, but a club like Dunfermline with a good fan base and a wee bit of pressure there, knowing that you had to win, you had to do something, and it let me settle in. And obviously the senior players as well at Dunfermline, they were fantastic for me, and a young kid, but Norrie McCarthy's and guys like that, Paul Smith, Westy, they were fantastic at helping me develop.
As you developed through your career and got your international caps and went down to England, you've obviously obtained a lot of knowledge and experience, and then decided to move into the managerial game and now into the consultancy and kind of agent business. Could you talk us through how your career's developed in recent times and why you've decided that that's maybe the best route for you at this stage in your career?
Yeah, I think personally, I'd played in an straight into management at Partick Thistle, and we'd done well. I thought we'd done well there, and done well at Dundee United, and changed around their fortunes at both the clubs. And it was a spell I was enjoying it. I looked forward to a Saturday with the young lads and playing the way exciting, attractive football. But it turned a bit sour at Dundee United, at the latter stages of my contract, and then I went down to York, which I didn't enjoy any of it, apart from my friendship with the owner. I was still friends to this day. But in terms of football, it wasn't a particularly easy job, and it wasn't an enjoyable one. And I kind of lost my appetite to keep doing that, standing at the side of the pitch, and the frustrations that go along with it. And in between that, I used to get a lot of the players that I used to manage would come and ask me for advice and help with certain things. So that's what kind of got me into the kind of management style of it. I don't really like the word agent. I prefer mentor, to try and help them. And that's what I kind of do now, and I enjoy it. I miss playing football, but there's little bits of management that you look back and you enjoyed it, but nothing beats playing. In
terms of overall, over the last few years, you've had it kind of difficult in a personal side of things, and people all know about the kind of health issues that you've had. I'm sure every Dunfermline fan will join me in saying we're all glad to see that you've made a full recovery and you're back, back to work and doing everything that you love.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate. There's people that have the same injury I had, with a brain hemorrhage, and they don't survive, or they do. If they're lucky enough to survive, they have major major problems, and you know, it wasn't easy at the start. It was a long process, and you know, but you know, I'm very, very thankful and very lucky about how I've came through and the support that I've had from, you know, from people, the fans and friends and family that have helped me over the last sort of, well, it's coming up 2 years now in February when I collapsed. So it's although it doesn't seem like that to me personally, because it's been quite a battle over the last wee while, but you know, there is light there and it's starting to look normal again, the aneurysm. So I've been very fortunate.
And in terms of your book that you've released in recent weeks, for people that's obviously enjoyed listening to your experiences at Dunfermline and the stories that you've told us briefly, they'll be able to get a bigger feel of your story and your life if they were to purchase that. Yeah,
I think that's important. I think, you know, people do football books and autobiographies, but for me, this is it's everything. You know, people maybe think they know me and think, you know, they used to watch me playing or standing at the side of the pitch or all the different things there. But I think that, you know, the feedback that I've had from different people has been really, really pleasing. You know, that they get to know, and it's just my side of things, whether it's right or wrong. It's how I see things and what's happened to me throughout my career. That, you know, how I came through at Dunfermline till I moved to Celtic, and you know, and in that decade, different things going on, and then obviously been fortunate enough to play for my national team. So, you know, for a wee lad that was deemed not big enough and not strong enough, and to give him that chance, you know, it's quite a good thing to put across, you know, because like my son's sort of into his football as well, and he's read my book, and you know, he's wanting to get back into his football. I don't, you know, I think he just thought because my dad was a player, I just turned up and everything was okay. It doesn't work like that. You've got to work hard for it and give everything you've got to make it. You know, so hopefully it does inspire him to go and do that.
And just finally, to finish up, as we sit here prior to Christmas recording this, Arbroath are sitting top of the league. Your old manager, like you said, Dick Campbell, doing a great job. Dunfermline, of course, struggling near the bottom, but are trying to look up the way. How do you view the Championship now compared to when you were in it, and how surprised are you that Campbell's doing such a great job?
I'm not surprised. Dick's done a great job everywhere he's been. He's a great character, a good man manager with people. You know, he likes a good time, he likes to laugh, and he likes, you know, he's been a good suit for him at Arbroath. The league table is pretty mental, to be honest. I think when you look at the Dunfermline team and what they've got there, they should be where Arbroath is. But you know, hopefully Yogi can get this kind of run going. And you know, I worked with Yogi after I left Aberdeen and thoroughly enjoyed working with him. You know, I thought he was excellent to work with, and I enjoyed my football with him at the time. So I'm sure he'll be determined, and I'm sure he's more than capable of turning it around. And you know, I don't think they'll have any problems staying in the league. But you know, a club like Dunfermline need to be challenging and need to get back in the Premier League, because it's a fantastic club with a great fan base. You know, if they can get it going well, you know, they're a Premier League club all day.